We're back! And hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting episode, edition, therapy session, or whatever the hell you want to call this podcast. We're so glad that you made it. You're tuned in, downloaded, you're ready to go, because this is the one and only podcast fueled by the More of the Same Network in association with Anti-USW Productions, known as the Yin and The Yang. And I, of course, am the Yin that is known as the former two-time USW heavyweight champion of the world and lifelong martial artist, Anthony Chu, also known as Chuzilla, the ultimate thriller. All muscle, no filler, baby. And on today's episode, we're gonna feel old again by going back in time. I have a new victim of Chewed Out. We'll answer the million-dollar question of the week. Exactly what in the fuck happened on Thursday? And we're going to take fan mail. We actually have fan mail going into our third episode. And we're going to answer questions from you, my people, Choose Commandos, and Mormons militants. And speaking of Mormon, allow me to give my proper introduction to the man. You ready, folks? He is the subliminal, archetypical, pivotal, unsuperficial, sometimes physical, sometimes confrontational. I fucked that up. Unconventional, three-dimensional, and soon to be with age, possibly delusional. Owner, operator, and the king of the podcasting world. He is the Yang. He is my co-host, Mr. Co-host to you, and he is much too sweet, by the way. Larry, my network will kick your network's ass, Mormon.
Sir, it is a pleasure to be back here once again on the Yin and the Yang. What's going on, Ann? How you been?
The people have called for it. We're back on our third episode here. We got some pretty good views. I was actually quite impressed when I saw what I saw on YouTube. Things take time.
It's slowly growing.
It's getting there, man. I mean, I had a crazy, crazy week pulling an 18-hour you-know-what.
Really?
Going into, that 9 to 5, man. Pulling an 18-hour on Saturday. I was so tired today. It's been a great day. If you guys are football fans.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Oh, yes, it is. My team wins. My team being the Steelers. New England loses. Dallas loses? And I'm so happy. It was a beautiful day in football, man.
I could care less about football.
Oh, I know. I hear you, man. I hear you. So, yes, we've had long weeks now. I heard, apparently, that supposedly you had a crazy week, man. I mean, mine was great, but I heard yours is crazier. So, go ahead. Give us the rundown, because I know you're going to talk about yesterday, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, so basically my weekend started Friday at 1:30 in the morning. And at 1:30 in the morning, at midnight, I got up and drove out to Best Buy out here on Long Island. That's where I live. And got online at about 1:30 a.m. to wait for the store to open at 10 o'clock to get a Super Nintendo Classic Edition, which was released on Friday.
Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just want to say, hey, Reggie, if you're listening to this, fuck you. All right? Because I still don't like you. I still don't like the way you run your company called Nintendo. And I also don't like the fact that these people are going to have – you're going to have another shit show. I'm just going to say this to you right now. I'm glad you got two. I'm happy for you. I know that you're diehard and all that. But fuck you, Reggie. I still don't fucking like you, you piece of shit.
I didn't get two. I got four.
You got four?
And my podcast partner over on the Retro Gamers – Anthony Rippo got 5.
What the fuck do you need 9 for?
No, I didn't. No, well, I didn't get 9. I got 4.
No, between you and Rippo, what the hell do you guys need 9 altogether for?
If you want to hear our stories, you can listen to the Retro Gamers that downloads every.
No.
What?
No.
What's the matter?
We're not giving any plugs to any of your podcasts, because I listen to those other two, and nobody gave me a plug. I'm the young kid. I'm the new kid on the block. Nobody gave me a goddamn plug.
I'm pretty sure I plugged the show.
I am pulling this fucking car over on the side of the road. Nobody's getting ice cream this week. No sacrifice, no ice cream, kids. Shut up.
I mean, I could always...
I'm not telling you to shut up. I'm just saying, like, in general, you know.
I hope you're not telling me to shut up.
Well, now, wait a minute. Fans, you heard it last week. You said that this is the only podcast, and that, you know, when all the legions of fans know, Choose Commandos know, Mormons militants know, the Legion of Larry knows that you said I this is the only podcast where I can, you know, put you in your place. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, you're right. I did say that. So
I'm the new kid on the block. I need the viewership. I need the.
All right, I'll give you the plugs.
So no plugs.
I mean, I'll give you the plugs next time.
Yeah, you guys plug my stuff. You know, I'll plug yours.
Fair enough.
We're all a family unit. Am I correct?
What happened?
We're all a family unit. Am I correct?
We are.
You know, you even said this on Facebook on National Podcast Day, brother. I just wanted to let you know you sang my praises.
You're right.
As you should, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. So then I'll tell a brief description of the story, since apparently no one's going to know where to see it, hear it otherwise. So basically, what happens is on Friday. How I got 4 was, first of all, remember when you came over my house during SummerSlam weekend?
Yes, I did. I do remember that. Yeah.
I think it was what show did you go to? Raw or SmackDown?
SmackDown.
Okay. So I actually pre-ordered a Super Nintendo Classic that day from Target.com.
I remember that.
So that's right. I told you that.
You did it on Uber, of all things.
Yeah, I forgot I told you. I thought I didn't tell anybody. All right.
That's when I was talking to that hot Ukrainian Uber driver.
Yeah, you were trying. So that's one. That's always been one. So then I needed to buy 3 of them. I needed to buy one for me, one for my godson, and one for a friend of mine.
None of this is going on eBay, right?
Absolutely not. I don't do that. No.
Okay, because you know what? To the people who fucking do this and they screw it up like they did in the NES Classic, you assholes out there who buy like fucking 8 of these things, right? And then you keep one for yourself and you sell 7 of them and you jack up the price triple. Fuck you. You know?
Meanwhile, the NES Classic's being re-released this coming summer.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. So that means that people still have to wait at least 8 months to grab a hold of an NES Classic. And you know what, Reggie? Fuck you.
And do you know that the innards of the NES Classic and the innards of the Super Nintendo Classic are the exact same thing?
Interesting how they're cutting corners, huh?
So one, Target.com. The second one is the one I'm waiting online for. Okay. The third one at 3 o'clock in the morning, midnight Pacific time, a website called ThinkGeek put them on sale online. So while I'm waiting in the physical line at 3 a.m. outside of Best Buy, I go on to ThinkGeek and I get one ordered there. And that one is actually shipping directly to my friend. So that was convenient. I'd rather have presented her with it, but she'll get it in the mail. Then the fourth one is because where my Best Buy is, literally right around the corner from it, is a Target. And they also were handing out tickets for pre-sales. So as soon as I got my ticket for Best Buy, I immediately ran over to Target and I bought one at Target. And that was my fourth one. So that's how I ended up with 4. Well, 2 in hand, one's being directly shipped, and one I should be getting Tuesday.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
It's already set up. It is awesome. I love it. It really brings me back. The original Super Nintendo controller just feels right. And, yeah, it's definitely good stuff. I'd recommend picking it up if it ever gets available again.
Okay. All right.
And then, Saturday, September 30th.
Oh yes, about yesterday. I heard it was a huge thing over at Pro Wrestling Syndicate. So go for it.
And get ready, folks. I'm going to say it properly. In Metuchen.
Please plug because I do like Frank. So Frank Mayer's a good man. So
can I plug the podcast?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Even though it's my show, goddammit.
No. Can I plug my wrestling podcast since it's in conjunction with Frank's?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Frank. anything for Frank.
Okay.
Frank's a good dude,
All right. So the return of Pro Wrestling Syndicate from Metuchen, New Jersey.
Whoa! He got it right, folks. He got it right.
For the longest time, I was saying, Mechukin. It's Metuchen. And
one of my coworkers was flipping out. Even though he was there, by the way, with his kid, he was flipping out. He's like, what the hell? He can't pronounce
Hold on.
my township.
So long story short, well, I'll get into that in a moment. But the return of Pro Wrestling Syndicate in Metuchen, New Jersey, refused to lose. It was a tremendous night of wrestling action. Great stuff. MVP was there. Raven was there. A lot of big names on the indie scene. AR Fox, Matt Cross, New Jack was there.
By the way, did you interview him?
Here's what happened. The idea was I was going to do the podcast, the Pro Slam World podcast that I do, and I was going to interview some of these guys. But as it turns out...
Frank must really want you dead if he wanted you to interview New Jack.
Yeah, New Jack was just not happy, period. So
okay.
He never really is. He walked by me twice, looked at me twice, and I shot him a smile, and he just looked at me and just kept on walking.
Wow.
So I was supposed to do interviews for the podcast, but as things happen, just the things changed. Things changed big time. So what ended up happening was, instead of me really doing the podcast, I ended up having to help them set up the arena. So I had to help them with that. Not the ring, but I helped them set up the arena. And then I had to work the merchandise table. I helped with Teddy Hart, and I sold some posters that I had to do. And I did a little bit of social media for
cool.
Pro Wrestling Syndicate. I did a couple very brief live streams on Pro Slam World. If you can do a search on Facebook for it, Pro Slam World, you'll find it.
How many people do you think were in attendance?
I would say a couple of hundred, which is good for an indie show.
Did they find out actually whether he sold out?
I think it was considered a sold out, yes.
Sold out crowd? Wow. Yep. That's good. Good. What was match of the night?
Honestly, Teddy Hart versus AR Fox, which was the main event.
Okay.
Tremendous match. Teddy Hart is awesome. I mean, there's been a lot of things said about Teddy Hart and about his work ethic and stuff, but what I've seen the last 2 times I saw him wrestle, the man is phenomenal. And when the night was over, Teddy got on the mic and he put Frank Mayer, the owner of Pro Wrestling Syndicate. He put him over big time. And it was awesome.
Did he really?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
So talking about
go ahead.
Sorry. With Metuchen, so I'm sitting there, and Raven was there. Now, he didn't wrestle, but Raven was signing autographs, and he just did he was getting ready to do a quick thing in the ring. It was cute, actually. Ultimately, he got in the ring, cutting a promo on Pro Wrestling Syndicate. An indie wrestler comes out, saying, "Oh, this is garbage. What are you talking about, Raven?" So Raven whacks him in the head with the kendo stick.
Ooh.
And then Raven took a kid from the front row, literally a kid from the front row, brought him in the ring and had the kid cover the guy for a 3 count. It was pretty cool. But before Raven went out, he looks at me and he goes, "How do you say the name of this effing city?" So, no, he didn't mean it mean. He was just like, "How do you say it?" And like a couple of guys are looking at each other, and I'm like, "I got this one." I'm like, "Raven, it's Metuchen." He's like, "What?" I'm like, Metuchen, like if you touch something, Metuchen. He's like, "Oh, thank you." So I got to help Raven a little bit.
Did he drink or something?
No. Actually, he was cool.
Okay. Thought he was drunk or something.
No. He just couldn't figure out how to say Metuchen, and I'm like, trust me, it took me a while too. I even had to wrote it out phonetically, and I was still getting it wrong.
Oh wow. Okay.
So that was my Saturday. And then today I just really slept because I've just been running just like nuts between Friday and Saturday.
Man, I did the same thing yesterday, man. I pulled an 18 and I just came home and I was just like so out of it, because I live a far distance from the 9 to 5, so like I got to drive about an hour away, and it just I'm really very fearful of falling asleep on the wheel. I'm
I
trying to
hear
be
you.
responsible. One time, I was actually driving. I was on exit 11 on the turnpike, and I was driving. Then I think I fell asleep, and then for some crazy reason, I kind of looked up, and I was just like, "Why the hell am I at exit 10 all of a sudden?" Now it's like I think I literally slept while driving or something like that, and don't recall
Wow.
driving an exit and not knowing it. It's pretty scary
Yeah, it's
stuff.
rough, man.
So guys, please, if I mean, thank God nothing ever happened to me, and I'm really glad. So, anybody who is doing these long distance drives, drink coffee, drink tea, drink something, and keep yourself alive, man. Pull over if you need to, especially if you have a rest stop or whatnot. Please, your safety and your life is important.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's that's why when I was driving home, I was so wired and wide awake, I was able to just take the trip all the way home.
Well, that's awesome. That's really awesome. And by the way, never fell asleep on the wheel again. I always wanted to make sure that everything is cool. You
Good.
know. Hey, man. Yes. As I was going to say, a huge, congratulations to Frank. Frank really, really, he put a lot of work into this, and his team, meaning you as well, put a lot of work into this. And I'm really glad that PWS is really on its feet. It's on the map. I'm sure everybody had a great time. Oh, by the way, what kind of merchandise were they selling?
Well, Teddy Hart was selling some Teddy Hart T-shirts. Frank was selling his Pro Wrestling Punchline little mini crates and stuff like that. Then you had a group from Babes Volleyball was there. And then it was just mostly, the wrestlers selling their own merch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, once again, man, congratulations on that. That was really, really awesome.
Yeah, it was cool stuff.
So, yeah, definitely. And anytime Frank has another show, definitely going to plug it. I'm definitely going to be there.
Okay.
All right. So, other than that, oh yeah, did you mention to Frank that I wasn't going to be there?
Yeah, no, he knew. He was like, too bad, but he knows.
I will certainly be there for the next one for sure. All right, onward with this show. Holy crap! Are we really even doing a show? It's like we were shooting the shit. And it was so cool that I was just like, I kind of lost track of time. Like, the hell are we supposed to talk about? So no, folks, I got my liner notes here. I have an agenda. I'm somewhat organized. So you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
All right. So let's get old again. I'm going to take you guys back in time for a little bit of martial art movie history.
Okay.
I am a history geek, in case you guys wanted to know. And it's just what really makes history fascinating for me is pretty much finding out little unknown facts, untold stories, things that you commonly wouldn't know. And that's what really makes things really interesting, just to mix it up. So I am going to mention this. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
In 1977, there were two movies this year that will be 40 years old.
Wow.
Now, that means that I was only 1 year old, and you weren't even born yet.
This is true.
Right?
That was a glimmer in my father's eye.
Yep. There are two movies that really stand out, and if you guys like old school Chinese kung fu movies from like the Shaw Brothers, definitely check out these two movies. One of them is called The Executioners of Shaolin. And what the movie's about are a group of guys who I believe are friends. And this is a real story, actually. It was a group of guys who came into the Shaolin Temple and they learned martial arts. And each one of them has a particularly special style. And one of them actually becomes, or I believe, a faction, or one of them becomes corrupted and leads to the response. He was responsible for burning down the temple and killing the students. And a lot of Chinese kung fu styles, you'll see a lot of them fold four fingers, meaning their thumb, their ring finger, their middle finger, and their pinky finger, but the index finger will always be up. And what it symbolizes is that of the four, I believe, priests that passed on, one survived.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of like their ode to the temple. And a group of students actually survive, and they spread out and they create their own arts. So you have a lot of arts that are derived from the Shaolin Temple. And that movie really talks a lot about that, which is pretty cool. Okay. I mean, obviously, things are loosely based. Obviously, they connected some other things to make it interesting. But that was made in 1977. Wow. And so was the same crew. They were called the Venom Crew, right? Because if you guys have ever seen a movie, Five Deadly Venoms, can I even name the five? I think the five deadly venoms were the toad, the centipede, the scorpion, the frog, I believe it was, and the reptile. I could be wrong. If you guys know what the five are, I don't have internet access on me right now. We should definitely look it up.
Is it the centipede or the human centipede?
Let's not even go there. That is a sick film, and I refuse to even acknowledge that film. Just maybe for a different podcast, brother.
Well, we're getting into October, so
centipede, regular centipede.
Okay.
So they are known as the Venom Crew, and because they did the movie Five Deadly Venoms together, and they did a modern day piece. A lot of these Shaw Brothers kung fu films are about old classical China, or about like 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 years and beyond. The Chinatown Kid is actually a modern piece that is set in San Francisco in America.
In the late 70s?
So it was in 1977. Mm-hmm. And by the way, the average movie price ticket in America at that time was $2.25.
Wow.
How insane is that?
Honestly, I spend $16 now on a film.
Exactly. You know what, man? I don't really go to movies anymore. I really, really don't go. One of them in particular that scared the living daylights out of me was I had seen somebody on Facebook, or was it a social media thing, where they went to a movie theater, and apparently this movie theater was like really dirty or whatever, and I think people got bed bugs or something.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's like
not surprising, but yeah.
Shit out of me. I mean, that scared the shit out of me, and you know what? No. I would rather buy it from some bootleg dude, like some Chinese guy, when I'm eating Spanish food, when he's passing the DVDs around, and whatever I like, I'll, get from there. But I know I shouldn't even be endorsing this, right? This is a bad example. Kids, do as I do. No, don't do as I do, and just do as I say. All right? Are you ready? 1987. This is 30 years ago. You're going to laugh at this one.
Okay.
A series of movies. American Ninja 2, The Confrontation.
Huh. Okay.
Starring Michael Dudikoff, who sucks.
God, Michael Dudikoff. I haven't heard him in forever.
Effing Dudikoff, man. Dude, that guy is... I'm surprised he hasn't gone to any kung fu conventions, because the guys fell off the face of the earth. He did, what, 2 American Ninja movies, and that was it. I mean, the first one wasn't bad, but the second one was shit.
Oh, man.
Huh. Let's see here. Fire Down Below.
I heard about that.
I'm sorry. No. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong column here. A Better Tomorrow.
Okay.
Starring Chow Yun-fat, Leslie Chung, and T. Lung. And that's a Hong Kong-based movie that was really a lot of gunplay, but there was also some samurai sword action, because one of the actors' name is T. Lung, and T. Lung is actually, or in Chinese, it's his name is really Dick Lung, but T. Lung is actually he is one of those old school swordplay actors that started off that, and then he created gangster films in the 1980s, and the director was John Woo, who was one of my favorites. So that's why I mentioned him, and I'm sure you guys know who John Woo is. Mm-hmm. And so those are the two. And now, are you ready for 1997? You're gonna laugh at this.
Oh, we
one.
got 20 years ago.
Okay, 20 years ago, Jackie Chan's First Strike.
Okay, I remember. I like that. Wait, was that the one when he slid down the side of the building, the glass building?
I believe so. I believe that was it.
Okay.
That was insanely awesome. Oh, by the way, speaking of Jackie Chan, did you see that there's a trailer of a movie he's doing with Pierce Brosnan?
Oh, yeah.
And it's a fucking rated R movie. Jackie Chan doesn't do fucking rated R movies because he claims that apparently he doesn't like the violence. He doesn't curse in his films, if you notice that. I mean, even in Rush Hour, if he does, he'll say it once or whatever, but he doesn't curse. He doesn't do violent films. He doesn't do things that, like are because he doesn't do things that are detrimental to his career because he's known really as a...
He's known for doing stuff that's detrimental to his life.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, but, I'm personal and professional, by the way. But, it's really weird to see him in a rated R film. I just find that very surprising.
I really want to see that movie, too. The Foreigner, it's called.
Okay. Well, I met Pierce Brosnan. I actually gave him a tour, and he's a great guy. Really one of the nicest A-lister Hollywood actors. Oh, man. Guy was so cool, too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rated R for violence, language, and some sexual material.
I still can't believe Jackie Chan is doing this. And you know what? I got to check it out now.
Oh, I definitely want to check it out.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see here. Oh, my God. Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Why would you even count that? Okay.
Why? What's wrong with that movie? That movie was good.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
Sindel was also fucking hot in that movie.
I like Melina.
Melina, oh my God. Whoever played Melina, you're hot too. That was a good movie. Robin Show, again, very, very difficult to find an Asian actor in a lead role in a Hollywood film. I think we talked about this a couple of episodes ago. If you haven't, folks, check out episode 1. There's a reason why we do this. Oh, boy. Fire Down Below with Steven Seagal.
I think we mentioned this last week.
No.
I thought we just briefly touched on it. I know we talked about Under Siege.
We touched on Under Siege, yes. Yeah. But Fire Down Below, I don't think I mentioned. And all I could say about this film was I watched it once. I will never watch it again. And I'm sure that with all his sexual harassment cases, there was a fire down below, too. But that's a different story. All right? I saved the last 3 for you just because I know you're going to get a kick out of this. All right?
Okay.
Turbo, a Power Rangers movie.
The not my least favorite Power Ranger movie, but it was a weird one.
Folks, the fact that he admitted that he actually watched this film tells you a lot. You own it. Oh, the fact that you own it tells me a lot as well.
I mean,
so you know what I should do? Should I start creating the Virtual Boy version of the Yin and Yang podcast?
Wait a minute now. Hold on. I thought you weren't plugging any of the podcasts.
I'm sorry. Just edit that out.
Okay. All right.
My bad. I'm sorry about that. Yes, that's right.
It was a 2-pack. It was the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie and Turbo Power Rangers movie. It was a 2-pack.
I don't own any of this buffoonery, folks.
Hey, the first Power Rangers movie was awesome. I mean, Ivan Ooze is a little tough to deal with.
Did it have the original 5?
No.
In the TV show?
No.
Any of them?
Well,
that's
first
why
of all,
I didn't watch it.
No, well, it had Tommy, it had Kimberly, and it had Billy.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
In the Power Rangers movie?
In the very, very first one, yeah.
Oh, okay. I got to check it out now.
Then they had Rocky. Then the Black Ranger became an Asian, so it was Rocky. And the Yellow Ranger became a black chick.
Is that yellow washing now?
No, because the Yellow Ranger became black, Aisha.
Oh, okay.
Do you know that the original actress who played the original Yellow Power Ranger died?
Yeah.
She's been dead for a
She
while,
died
too.
horribly, too, in a car accident or something like that. That was
And
horrible.
the original Black Ranger, I forgot his name. The original Black Ranger is missing a finger. Even during the show.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I never even noticed that till recently, too. And then the new Power Ranger movie, I did not like.
That's crazy, bro. That is crazy. Absolutely nuts.
All right, so Turbo Power Ranger movie. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, should we even mention this? Why not? You ready?
Okay.
Double Team.
Oh, with
Jean-Claude Van Damme
and Dennis Rodman?
Yes, North Korea's honorary citizen, Dennis Rodman.
What is wrong? Honestly, look, I thought North Korea was nuts to begin with, but the fact that they allowed Dennis Rodman into their country.
We're not getting political, folks. I just wanted to let you know. But fucking Dennis Rodman in your country, you got a problem. We got a problem.
But yeah,
yeah.
The muscles from Brussels and what was he, a forward on the Bulls?
Something like that. Oh, Lord knows he grabbed like 6 billion rebounds or something like that.
The worm?
The worm, yeah. Oh, he's worming over to North Korea, all right. You know?
Double Team. Which was better, Double Team or Tag Team?
Tag Team.
You remember Tag Team with Roddy Piper and Jesse Ventura?
Oh, Tag Team, goddammit. Man, who the fuck wants to watch Dennis Rodman? Give me a break. Please. The fuck out of here. Folks, if you disagree, don't worry. I'm going to have an email address for you guys to actually write fan mail to, so don't worry about that. But, oh, God, please, let's just move on from this movie, all right? Number one, and it's number one for a reason, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't mean the middle finger. This is a movie that I still find hilarious till this day. You ready, brother? 20 years ago, 1997, Beverly Hills Ninja.
Do you know I've never actually seen Beverly Hills Ninja?
You're shitting me, right?
I've never actually sat down and watched it.
Are you kidding me? You've never seen Beverly Hills Ninja?
And not for any other reason, and just never got around to it.
Okay. Well, I will tell you this. It stars the late, great Chris Farley.
Oh, that, yes.
I think he's great. I like Chris Farley. I love Chris Farley. In fact, dude, I can watch the movie Tommy Boy one day at 95 years old, and I'll still laugh at it if I actually live to 95.
It also had the guy who played
Robin Shou.
Yeah, he was Liu Kang.
Liu Kang.
Yep.
Yeah, from Mortal Kombat. Speaking of Mortal Kombat. Yeah. That's a good movie. Tommy Boy still is, to me, my favorite movie of his. And then Black Sheep was good too, but Beverly Hills Ninja was pretty damn funny.
Wow, those are all 20 years old.
So there you have it. That's our trip down lane.
There you go.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah, very much so.
All right. Okay, so we're going to the next topic here, and this I found very surprising. Yes, I do some homework for this show, folks. So I had jury duty this week, right?
Ooh, how'd that go?
Now, I'm pissed. Because if anybody in the state of New Jersey is actually listening to this, I wanted to be picked on a jury, which I was not. Because, I really, really wanted to know, what it was like. Stepping into a court, man, is a scary thing. Especially when, the case that they had me go. First of all, we were sitting in this rubber room, right? And I figured, I'm just going to come in, I get my ticket scanned, and, I'm going to sit down, and they're not going to call me. I figured this was like New York City, right? Because in New York, you go in there, they tell you to sit your ass down, and you basically just zen out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Honestly, you zen out, and you pretty much don't do shit.
I made the mistake. Yeah, when I did jury duty, I made the mistake of getting to bring like my Kindle or something to read. Oh, God, I was so bored.
Well, what I did was I was just doing some breathing exercises. I was doing some meditation. I'm all relaxed, and I was actually writing the agenda for this podcast.
There you go.
while I was there, right? And then after I did that, I was just zenning out. So after 2.5 hours, all of a sudden, my serenity gets screwed with. Guy comes out of nowhere, makes this big freaking announcement. Oh yeah, he calls everybody. Now we got to go to the next building. Now the court system in Trenton, by the way, is freaking huge. It was like the size of 2 football fields.
Really?
If you're gonna, it was. I maybe not as big, but
I know
it was similar to that. You know what I mean? And figuratively speaking. And we walk into this other building and we meet this judge. Now, this judge is a pretty strict guy, very, very to the bone, to the core. And he lays out exactly what the case is, right? And again, I don't want to get political on this, but he lays out the case. And, I wanted to be selected because I really wanted to, know what it was like to be a part of a jury. Well, apparently they already selected 11 people, so they needed one more for the jury. And my name was never called, so that was that. But while I was there, I did a little research. And, oh, by the way, I don't have to do jury duty anymore for 3 years. So
3 years? That's it?
Yeah, 3 years.
Wow, Long Island is 7.
What?
But I can volunteer after 4.
Well, I know you're going to volunteer.
Oh, I love doing jury duty.
Okay, well, I did some really, really interesting research here. And I found out, I kid you not, that the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC's numbers were actually beat by Bellator.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like WCW beating WWE.
Exactly. The UFC in Japan, in Saitama, Japan, only drew 502,000 viewers in America, while Bellator, I forgot where they were broadcasting from, had 598,000 viewers. So they beat them by 96,000 viewers.
Wow, that's wild.
For a fight night, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is that while six nights earlier, Luke Rockhold versus Branch, their fight night drew 872,000 viewers.
Really?
On FS1, which is really odd. And the irony of it is that boxing, the replay of the Canelo Alvarez fight, actually drew 726,000 views.
Really?
So it beat both UFC and Bellator the same night.
Huh.
Crazy, huh?
That's nuts.
So actually, boxing wins one. Go figure that.
Yeah, man.
That's very odd. The other thing is that, oh God, I don't want to talk about this, folks, but I might as well. All right, might as well, because I'm really was not very happy about hearing this, but whatever the hell, right?
What do you got?
Okay, so apparently, Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. Okay, these are two, to me, the most useless human beings on earth. No, literally. I didn't watch their fight. I refused to watch their fight. We talked about it in the last podcast, and I don't want to go into too much of this. But I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it very flat out. I was reading something that Floyd Mayweather supposedly hangs artwork of Conor McGregor at his Beverly Hills home. Oh,
really?
Yeah. Apparently, it was the one fight that he felt was very significant in his career.
Okay.
Blah blah blah. So in his walkway, when you walk into his house, in the entranceway, you see one side Conor McGregor, one side is Floyd, right?
Huh.
And all of a sudden now, Conor McGregor is giving him respect. And they're shaking hands, and they're like, "Oh, he's cool with me now. He's earned my respect." Oh, right. But yet, Conor McGregor states apparently that he feels that the referee that did the officiating in the ring for that boxing match was actually in favor of boxing rather than basically didn't give a fair shake to an MMA fighter. And he claims that he feels that if they had a McGregor Mayweather 2, he guarantees victory.
How many times is he going to guarantee victory? I saw the fight, and look,
go ahead. You go first.
Like McGregor kept going back to UFC shots, rabbit punches to the back of the head. You know what I mean? So, and
you can't even do that in the UFC.
Oh, okay.
You're not punching the back of the head.
And not only that, but at first I thought McGregor was going to win because McGregor owned those first 3 rounds. But it wasn't until like the 5th round when it dawned on me. It's like it's not McGregor owning those rounds. It's Mayweather figuring out McGregor in the first 3 rounds.
I look at it this way. I don't give a shit who won because to me the greatest way that fight could have ended was they go the distance and all of a sudden Buffer's about to announce the winner. And out of absolutely nowhere, Mike Tyson comes in with a barbed wire baseball bat and fucking pulls a Walking Dead's Negan and bashes both their fucking heads, thus ending their careers and ending the world's shit where we don't have to deal with these two anymore because I don't like either one. Both of them are an absolute joke. And you know something? With the amount of money that these two walked away from, 2 observations here. Number one, I would have an ounce of respect for these guys if they came out and said, hey, you know something? The world is in a lot of trouble right now. There's a lot going on. Why don't we donate a certain small percentage of the profits of this fight or the gate to go help people and take care of people? If I had that kind of stature and I was that kind of a name and I was a fighter and I made this amount of money, I would donate at least $1 million to help the poor people of Puerto Rico. I would go help the hurricane victims. Do something positive for this world because as a fighter, as a martial artist, this is what you're supposed to do. You're not in it just for you. You're here to help people. But I'm sure there's a lot of people say, oh, well, you don't know what the hell you're talking about because you're not in their shoes. You never will be. And, it's a free country. They should do whatever the hell they want with their money and blah, blah, blah. Right? Which is true. But they would have actually gained massive respect from all parties, all sides of everybody, if they would actually donate some of the money. And number 2, folks, gee, do you not feel like any of us got had? We fell for pro wrestling tricks. The idiots who watch this shit, all right, meaning not you, but I'm talking about people who fell for the pro wrestling tricks. This is a work, folks. Do you not know this? Do you not know that these two are probably buddy-buddy? They hyped it up. The promoters use classic pro wrestling tricks that have been around since the 1960s and 70s and 80s, where they pit a guy you don't like. They pit a guy that you do like, and you in this particular case, you choose who you want. You pick your side like Twix, and what you do is you put them in a fucking ring or an octagon or whatever, and you have them go at it. And they sell tickets by showing you exactly what is the result when you put these two fighters in there. Who's dumber? Is it the idiots who actually buy into this shit? Or is it the promoters who actually look at this and say, hey, we're just going to insult the audience intelligence because they don't know any better? I still don't understand why this is still relevant. Why is this even in the media? The fight's over. Leave it alone. I don't give a shit if you felt you got had. I don't care. These are 2 totally useless people. I have nothing else to say, and I'm not going to dig up any more of this McGregor Mayweather shit anymore. So let's just get it out. Let's air it out. I don't want to talk about them anymore. So go ahead, man. Say your piece, please.
I was going to ask you a question about why you don't like them, but I guess we only have. Let me ask. Hold on. Well, let me ask. Do you not like them because of their fighting styles, or do you not like them because of their big mouths? Because I feel like one. I guess it really depends because I don't see too much of a problem with their fighting stance, but they both certainly have big mouths.
Well, yeah, they do. And, I mean, I don't like – okay, I'll give an example, okay? I don't like Floyd because he's a boring freaking fighter. He's very boring, actually, to me. I don't, and the guy makes all this money. He's absolutely useless. I mean, he does nothing for society. I know that that's not a requirement, but, I mean, it's like you don't see him do any charity work. You don't see him do anything positive to change people's lives for the better. You don't see him do any of that. It basically what it comes down to is he's pretty much a guy who's all about himself. He's not, he doesn't care about anyone else. He doesn't care about doing anything positive. And that kind of sucks for me. I kind of don't like that in a person.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. And with McGregor, I don't like him because, his entire gimmick from the second he walked into the UFC is mainly about pretty much promoting himself on every level, right? And he pretty much he's not a self-admitted WWE fan, and he should be, because he can thank Ric Flair for his gimmick. He can thank every person who knows how to cut a promo in wrestling for his gimmick, because he talks like a professional wrestler, even though he doesn't want to give his respect to it. At least Chael Sonnen fucking actually admitted it, right? And again, he's another one who does nothing for society, does nothing to help people. He claims that he represents Ireland. He claims that how, we the Irish built this city. But yet, what have you done for them? What have you done for anybody? Nothing. All right. And again, maybe I'm looking at this from a martial artist standpoint. I don't know. But that's just how I look at it. Okay.
Fair enough. Hey, listen, you are entitled, and you know more about the mediums than I do. So,
yeah.
I'll definitely take that for what it's worth.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So, yeah, I that's how I feel about both of these guys, because again, I'm looking at it from a martial artist standpoint, and maybe it's just the way I was brought up, is that if you have success, you try to help people out and try to take care of other people around you or people that, need it. Mm-hmm. That's what I would have done. And I think that it would have worked out great for all parties if they were to do that.
Yeah.
But hey, look, they got the money. They do what they want. It doesn't matter, So, oh yes. Let's talk about the one of my buddies here, and I say that very sarcastically. Bisping.
Again?
We talked about him last week, and he's back in the fucking news.
Oh boy! Now what? What do you do now?
You ready for this? So basically, I want to stand corrected about last week with the date on episode 2. They're not fighting in December. They're fighting in November 4th in Madison Square Garden, and Michael Bisping takes on GSP, which may be his last, hopefully, fight in his 14-year career. He calls George St. Pierre this week in a press conference a fraud.
Really?
A fight instead. Wow. In fact, he says to GSP, he's a fraud. He's a fucking fraud. Because he claimed that he worked out with him one time a long time ago when it came to jiu-jitsu and something like that, or wrestling, and he GSP out-wrestled him. But then he's like, oh, well, I've evolved. I'm better than that now. And, he's really an athlete. He's not a martial artist. And, basically he's a fucking fraud.
That's interesting to hear.
I just want someone, and I really hope it's GSP. I really hope that GSP just sends this fucking prick to retirement. I don't like him. He's another one I have no respect for. Absolutely none. At least he doesn't talk like a wrestler and doesn't give credit.
Well, I know he had that line about GSP having to take the performance enhancers in order to win the fight. I thought that was pretty funny.
Again, all right. Well, then he does sound like a pro wrestler, and he's not giving any credit to that either. That was kind of funny though, in a way that but then so is Chael Sonnen. One of the funniest things I've ever heard Chael Sonnen say was about Rampage. He actually He actually said, "This is good." He said Rampage is so stupid that if they had a cure for stupidity, he would be the first one online in the pharmacy the next day.
Wow.
That was good. That was pretty funny. you know. Let's see here. Okay, so oh yes, it is that time. You feel it?
The
Someone
oh,
is going to be a victim of chewed out.
here we go. The number one segment of the week, folks.
So, folks, you may be wondering this past week. Now, we say that this podcast drops when, Larry?
We drop on Thursdays.
Okay. So, you may be wondering this past Thursday, what the fuck happened, right? You may be wondering that, folks. Well, here's what's going on. Apparently, and this is this is the actually in the conference call with you earlier. We spoke to three jabronis. I call them Larry, Curly, and Mo. Right. So you have three interns who are doing this editing deal for you. You have a creative team back there, and you thank God they're not writing this show because I'd have slapped all three of these pricks. But basically, they're the ones who are supposed to do the editing. They're the ones who are supposed to do, the technical aspects about putting the show together and stuff like that. Look, you're the owner. You shouldn't be doing that. You know, the king of the podcast don't have to do this. The stars of the show don't have to do this. But these three interns who said to you, I don't know where the hell you got these three. I really think that you just went to Bellevue and just said, you want a job, want a job, want a job, come with me. All right. You take care of these kids.
Are you saying that I run my ship loosely?
Well, apparently, because the loyal listeners, the Mormons, militants, and choose commandos, the loyal legion of fans didn't have a podcast to listen to on Thursday because of your three stupid jackass fucking because of these three idiot interns. I really think you went to Bellevue and just said, you want a job? Come with me and I'll give you one. You take care of these kids.
I
right?
do.
Do you not?
Yes, they live in my basement.
No, they don't. You're bullshitting me, right?
Look, I'm just saying these are three kids who needed work, who needed a job.
They're college kids. They're college kids, okay? And they needed some work. They needed a part-time job, and I understand education is very important. And, they have three simple jobs. They basically, each one of them does not, it's a very simple task to put this together. From what I understand, one does the editing, one does, pretty much, I don't know what. And the third one is supposed to be doing the uploading. Well, look, you take care of these kids, okay? You pay them transportation. You give them a good food voucher. And by the way, the next time I do come over to your castle there, we are going to go grab food at that sandwich place because that was fucking good. God damn it. I'm thinking about that right now, right? You take care of these kids. And what do? They don't mess up the other two podcasts or the other three. They mess up mine. So you know what? Mike Callis, and I'm going to say your names out, you pricks. Mike Callis, what the hell's this kid's name? Huang Sang Kang? Jesus Christ! It sounds like a fucking sounds like a pot dropping from the ceiling.
I figured he could do the translations because sometimes you speak in Mandarin or Chinese, so I needed someone to tell me, the difference. He may or may not be delivering food on the side.
Listen, what people do on their own time is none of my business, but when you mess with my aura and my world and my vibe, you got a problem. And James Ma, listen, I don't know where the hell you found these kids, but I'm going to tell you now. You guys pissed me off. You dropped the ball. You had a simple task. All you had to do was basically upload so that this podcast drops, as the kids say nowadays. All right, on Thursday.
You know what? I'm going to do this. You're going to say, James, come here. Yeah, you and the other one. I don't know his name. The one with the three names.
Huang Sang Kang or whatever.
Mike. The three of you. Come here. What did I tell you? I told you Mr. Chu was going to have a problem with what happened. Okay? No, I don't want you to say a word. Don't say a word because you're not allowed on here. Okay? That is your punishment. Okay? No. Stand right here. I want him to see you. Okay. Wang-san, can you please put some pants on? Please? I've told you this many times. Thank you. You're not... I don't know where you think you are. Okay, he'll be back. But the other two are here. All right, here he comes. He's coming back. All right, so as you can see, I got them three lined up. Don't start crying. Okay. So you can now unleash your fury on these three who ruined what would have been a wonderful sophomore outing of the Yin and the Yang. So please, at your earliest, go right ahead and let them go.
Do you know what happens, Mike, Huang, if that's really your first or last name, and James? Do you know what happens when you mess with the aura and the quality of the show of the two-time USW heavyweight champion of the world, the premier martial artist, and the Transcontinental Champions podcast? Do you know what happens, huh? To all three of you, jackass, you stupid idiots. Do you know what happens, huh? You've just been chewed out. And by the way, the three of you, who was the one who was supposed to do the uploading?
It was Wang.
You're fired.
Out.
You're fired. Get the fuck out of here.
Go.
All right.
Go hop on your weird motorcycle with your gloves permanently attached to them for some reason, which I never understood. Go. You're done. Yep. No. I'll send your check to the bus stop that you hang out at. So don't worry. I'll still pay you through the week. Okay. And you two go in the back. All right. Nope. Finish. Don't. Did you just give me lip? Did you just look at me? Did you just? That's what you get. That's what you get. You made me do that. Yes.
Holy shit.
Okay. I run a tight ship. Only Mr. Chu can yell at me on this show. But beyond that, your ass is grass and I'm the lawnmower man. Okay? We'll talk later. We'll talk later. And by the way, do me a favor, all right? Clear the DVR, all right? Because I'm tired of you watching Fashion Files. Yeah, okay. Thank you. I apologize about the three of them. Now two of them.
Rising star here, and these fucking college kids, man. I'm telling you, they think they know everything, and they think they have all the answers to the world. And
I got news for you. Yeah, I got news for you. I only hired two of them. I still don't know where Wang came from because I only have paperwork, Social Security paperwork for two of them. So I still don't know. I mean, when Wang came in, he had a stack of DVDs, so I don't know what that meant. But
hey, listen, you may want to get him out of your life because I'm telling you now, if he goes back to North Korea, he could be a defector, dude. I mean,
I may have to move.
Yeah, exactly. And you have a nice estate too. I've seen the estate, and oh boy, these damn kids nowadays.
They don't.
But
know,
anyway,
they don't know good. All right, let's move on from this embarrassment.
Yes. Oh, yes. And by the way, I heard that it's not just a chewed out segment, but apparently, as I'm looking at my liner notes right now, I believe that someone here wants to do their own version of chewed out this week. So this is a special one, folks. We got a little bonus for you. We were actually going to put a separate one on the internet, but this one I would certainly like to hear. So, Mr. Mormon, you want to take it away?
Is this being chewed out some more?
I love it.
Special.
I love it.
Special every now and again. We'll do something like that.
Fans, I'm not even going to ask you for your opinion. I just like the way this sounds, and I bet you this is going to be damn good. So, all you listeners out there, I would suggest you to put any drinks down because you may spit it out. I would suggest you to not chew anything, or no pun intended to myself, or eat anything because, quite frankly, you may choke. So you may want to strap in and listen to this one, brother. So go ahead, please.
All right. So on Friday, last Friday, I went to Walmart. And I went just, doing some shopping, as if I didn't do enough shopping with the Super Nintendo Classic. And I went and I purchased a video game for the Xbox One. It's a game called Cuphead. It's a brand new game. It's an indie game. It's actually a really cool concept game. I don't know if you heard of it. Cuphead.
What is it about? Cuphead sounds like a punk rock group.
Yeah, it's a side scroller, but it's animated. It's marketed, and it's made like an early 30s cartoon. Like like that old cartoon style, and it even has like the noise that's on the screen on an old cartoon, and you hear the crackling of the sound and stuff. That's all incorporated into the game. So it's like you're playing a 1930s cartoon. It's awesome. It's fantastic.
Oh shit.
So what happens is it's downloadable only. So there's no physical copy of it. But through stores like Walmart, you can buy a download card at the store, and then when you go home, you put the code in, and then it downloads. So that's what I did. I was there. I'm like, yeah, all right. It was like 22 cents off compared to regular downloads. I'm like, all right, I'll get it here. So I go, and with these cards, almost like a gift card, when they scan the card, it gets activated at the register. So the card itself is, they're blank, but when you get to the register, it activates. All right, so I go home, and typically on the back of these cards, you may be familiar with Xbox and stuff, there's a scratch-off code on the back of the card, normally. Well, yes. With Walmart, it's like a special thing where the activation code prints on the receipt. So oh, all right, no big deal. So I'm looking at the Walmart receipt, and there's a big section that says activation code, but there's no code. I tried one code, but it turned out being the Walmart transaction code or something like that. So long story short, there's no activation code for the Xbox game. Okay, you know what could have happened? And you know what? It happens. Somehow the card was not activated at the register. Shit happens. That in itself doesn't bother me. All right, honest mistake. So I go back to Walmart today. I went first thing in the morning, as soon as I woke up. So I go to Walmart, and I explain this to the cashier, or to the return center. So I'm like, look, the card's not activated. I was just just if we can activate the card, I'm good to go. So the girl behind the counter is like, well, these are non-refundable. I'm like, I'm not looking to refund it. I just want it activated. That's all. I'm not looking for money back.
Right, exactly.
So she's trying to ring in the transaction, and she keeps saying, it's not refundable. I'm like, I'm not looking to refund it. So then whoever the return manager was, some old lady, she looked at it too. And she's like, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. It's non-refundable. I'm like, I'm not looking to refund it. I just want it activated. And the both of them are staring at me, basically saying, sorry, there's nothing we can do.
What?
So I
you
go,
paid for it.
Exactly. It's on the receipt. I'm like, so then I paid for something that I can't use. And they just stare at me, the two of them. So then so then that's when I ask, can I speak with a manager?
Right.
So they go, oh, they're going to say the same thing. I'm like, I've worked in customer service. I know exactly how this works. Let me speak to the manager. So they get on the thing, and they call out for the assistant manager. So I'm like, no. I want the manager of the store. So the lady's like, he's not in today. I'm like, all right, you know what? Fair enough. Then I'll speak with the assistant manager. So out comes the assistant manager. Now, what do you think the assistant manager would be wearing at Walmart?
Either a shirt, I'm going to guess a shirt and tie, and a blue vest. I think a lot of them have blue vest, or maybe a uniform or something like that.
Okay.
Or certain colors that identify with the Walmart colors, which is blue and yellow, I think it is, and white.
Okay. He was wearing a baseball cap. He was wearing a black T-shirt, black pants, and boots.
What?
When I left the store, it dawned on me. He was clearly he was like the warehouse guy. Had to have been the warehouse guy. So he comes out. Now, to be fair, his interaction with me was nice. He wasn't rude. He didn't, you know what I mean? He didn't just talk at me. He was actually, he had some life to him, unlike the other two hags who didn't know what they were doing.
Hags.
So he's like, all right, hold on for one moment. Oh, no. Then he goes, well, these are non-refundable. I'm like, all right, I already went through this. I'm not looking for a refund. I just want my card activated.
Right.
So he goes off to speak to someone, quote unquote. He comes back and he goes, the person who can do this is not here today. You'll have to come back tomorrow.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, but I'm already here. And he's like, there's nothing we can do. I'm like, actually, there is something you can do. I'm not looking for money back. What you do is you put the return in as miscellaneous return. You don't have to scan it. Miscellaneous return, I'll go get another card, just swap it out.
How do you know this?
Well, I've worked retail before. And not only that, it's just common sense. Like they can I've seen refunds where they just type the number in. You know what I mean?
Sure. Uh-huh.
So that's when I get, again, it's non-refundable. I'm like, all right. So then I went, and it's weird. So then I went, because the guy was nice.
But you're not looking for a refund.
You're right, but the guy was nice. So during this moment, I'm thinking he's the assistant manager because it didn't dawn on me that he's wearing head to toe a black T-shirt and black pants. So he's like, "Listen, if you can come back tomorrow, this and the other thing." So I was frustrated, but I'm like, "All right, what am I going to do?" So I start to walk out. Then I'm like, "No, this is bullshit. Why am I feeling like I'm inconveniencing them when they inconvenienced me?"
Good point.
So I went online and I called corporate headquarters of Walmart.
Whoa.
So I got on the phone with them, and anyone can call them. It's 1-800-WALMART. I'll tell you right now. And I spoke with someone, and I'm like, I am literally outside your store. I gave them the store number, and I'm here right now, and I explained the whole situation. So they're like, all right, we're going to contact the store, see what we can do. So then I went back inside. Now, I went back inside, and I hung out by the return center again. And, you know, like, the people behind the counter saw me coming again, and they're like, oh, shit, what does he want now?
Ha!
So I'm just waiting there, and then finally corporate comes back on the phone with me saying, all right, we're going to have the assistant manager come to the front desk. So I'm like, wait a minute. Is the assistant manager's name so-and-so? Because that was, you know, I don't want to give names. So that was, you know, who I talked to. They're like, no, It's a woman. I'm like, all right, at least they're not sending back the same guy. So, all right, no problem. So I waited like another 10, 15 minutes, and then this woman came by. Now, this woman, I will give her name because she was tremendous. Her name was... I forgot her name. So, but she was tremendous. I'm sorry, I forgot her name. She helped out big time.
Okay, as a guy, I gotta ask you, was she cute?
No, she was like a middle-aged black woman.
Oh, okay, well, forget it. Well, I'm black is beautiful.
No, I didn't mean. I'm just trying to give everyone a mental image. Look, I'm not, you know, I'm doing the show with you, man. I'm not, you know, I'm fair to everybody. You know me.
Of course.
I like all races, creed, and everything. No one knows what I am.
Women are beautiful, as far as I'm concerned.
So anyway,
I mean, hey.
she was sweet. She helped out. So she comes up and she's like, she goes up to the register. She goes, all right, so we need to do a return and, you know, exchange out. So then when the bitter old bitch behind the counter again says to this woman, she's like, well, I've already told him, not, you know, you can't return. These are non-refundable. So what does this assistant manager say? She goes, put it in as a miscellaneous return.
Oh!
The exact same thing I suggested.
Hey, to that old sea hag behind the counter, you know what I have to say to you? You fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up.
She was not happy when she heard that suggestion. So they go put in, I go over, I grab another card for Cuphead, because each card is for one game. I come back and I explain to them, and they, just like I was confused, they thought there was some other items on the receipt that was a code. I'm like, these aren't the codes. They're less than 25 digits. And Xbox codes are 25 digits. So they do the return, they put the return on a gift card, and then they ring up the new card and just use the gift card. Again, I suggested that like 20 minutes earlier. When it scans, the same thing happens with the receipt. The receipt prints no activation code. So now I'm like, all right, this is now a problem for you guys because clearly these cards are not working. So we go back and forth. So finally, this is when now I'm getting frustrated. And I'm like, look, let's do this. Let's do the return on the game card. Put the $19.88 on a gift card. I even said, I'm like, look, you guys are going to make out in the end because I'm going to go and buy now a $25 Xbox cash card.
Okay.
The game was $19.88. So now I'm paying more money just to be able to do this. Now, granted, I'll use the other $5 or whatever on Xbox games. So it's not like I'm wasting the money. But I'm spending more than what I wanted to. So finally, to do the return, do the exchange. Now I pay an extra X number of dollars. So now I have a $25 Microsoft Xbox card. Fine. Before I leave Walmart, I log onto my phone and I activate the card right then and there. And I tell them, all right, we're good. Because I don't want them to think I'm trying to come in and get a game over on them.
Right.
So I go home, and then here's where I ended up winning. So when they returned the video game, when they returned Cuphead, it was $19.88 plus tax. So like $21 and change. Which they put towards the $25 Xbox card, which is non-taxed. Which means I only paid $3 and change. Which means ultimately I paid $22 for a $25 Xbox card.
Oh, get out of here.
So in the end, I win. And you know what? Do you know what happens, Walmart, when someone tries to buy a game card off of you?
Oh, boy.
Do you know what happens, Walmart? Do you know what happens, you old blue-head bitch behind the counter who refused to listen to me?
Oh, my God.
Walmart?
Oh, boy.
And you dried up old hag? You've just been chewed out some more.
Wow. Bravo. Bravo, man. Wow. Woo.
That felt good.
Damn. You know what? I got to take a swig of coffee, man. Jeez.
Take a swig for the working man.
Holy smokes. Holy smokes. That is I think that's the longest segment of shootout in this podcast history so far. I don't even know if we can even top this right now. But you know what? Well, I guess Walmart's not going to get an endorsement from us anytime. Well, we're not going to get an endorsement from the Walton family anytime soon. So, we can X them out.
We could have used that Walmart money. Oh, well. It's worth it.
Well, you know what, though? I mean, hey, listen, I agree with you. We could have used that money. But you know something? Sometimes, man, pride is worth more than anything else in this world, and you can't replace that. There's a lot of things that, you can't replace, and pride is one of them. So, hey, man, I think that your pride is worth more than anything else. So that's cool. Awesome, dude. Totally awesome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Great job. See, now, didn't that feel therapeutic?
It felt like there was lifted off my shoulders this heavy burden, this heavy rock.
I felt like when I do this segment, right, I take everything that I had to go throughout the entire week, and it felt like Steve Austin's ECW promo. The one that he did.
Yeah.
It felt like Mick Foley.
Like Monday Night Quill?
No, not the Monday Night Quill one, the first one.
Oh, the first one. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. And, or it felt like when Mick Foley did that promo in ECW about Kane Dewey.
Oh, his 3-year-old son.
And he said that how it was very therapeutic for him to really air out how he felt, and he got the beast out, quote unquote.
Which led to one of his best promos ever, the anti-hardcore promo.
Exactly. So that's how I feel every week I do a shootout. So now, okay, let me say this. I had a friend of mine who actually listened to episode 1 and 2. And I hope you're still listening, buddy. Jeff. So basically Jeff says to me, he goes, I have a suggestion for you. He says that he feels that the show is great. He likes the episode or the segment of Shootout, right? But he says, it's really, it sounds like it's really negative because, you're cutting a promo on somebody. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So can you tell us something, can you say something positive? You're giving, technically Shootout is like giving somebody a thumbs down, right? Well, how about for a change, let's give somebody a thumbs up.
Okay.
So it's got me thinking, and I have to put this in here. You want a thumbs up, Jeff? Jeff Stein, you want a thumbs up? You know what happens when people tell me and give me suggestions?
Uh-oh.
You know what, when people tell me and give me orders of what they think that should improve my show, show,
this may be
a
going
show on the More of the Same network, huh? You know what happens?
This may be going in the wrong direction.
Jeff Stein, you're gonna get your wish.
Oh, wow. Face turn.
So Jeff, I'm gonna give a thumbs up to a gentleman named Jono Mears. Do you know who this guy is?
Absolutely not.
Okay. He's a mixed martial arts fighter, and he fought in the UK. His name is Jono. I think I'm saying this right. Mr. Mears, if I did not say this correctly, I'm sorry. Hell, you should be a fan of the Yin and the Yang anyway. I'll give you a plug. We'll even get you on the show, and, we'll give you the accommodations, and we'll have you come in because Mr. Mears tapped out a guy named Aaron Jones, okay, in this MMA fight. It's a welterweight fight, and he is now 2-0 from this fight in Rochdale, England, all right? And it was interesting because he applied a move that made Aaron Jones tap out.
Wait a minute. I think I know where you're going with this.
And you know what he used? It was either the pressure on his back or he did a footlock variation after I seen this. The man did the Boston Crab, a.k.a. the Walls of Jericho.
Yes, I saw that. That was wild how he did that. And he knew exactly what he was doing, too. Did you see his face once he locked it in?
Exactly. He knew that guy was... There was no way. How are you going to get out of that? Right?
Clearly you don't.
Here's the best part. Chris Jericho on Twitter responds, and I quote, "Ha ha. See, the Walls of Jericho really works."
How awesome would have been? How awesome would now? What's his guy's? Because I didn't know what his name was. What's his name that put on the Walls of Jericho?
His name is Jono Mears. So
okay,
Jonno, and his last name is Mears, Mears.
Can you imagine if Jono Mears, instead of putting on the Walls of Jericho, actually went further and was able to apply the Lion Tamer, which is the knee in the back of the head along with the Boston Crab? That would have been wild. But when he locked in that Boston Crab, now what led? All I keep seeing online is just the Boston Crab. But what led to it? Like, how did he?
Nobody's ever posted it up yet. I want to see the fight for myself from top to bottom, and I want to see how this guy got into this hold. That's what I want to see, how Aaron Jones got into the hold and got tapped out with it. So, but I think that if you look very carefully on Jono Mears' right arm, he did do some type of a footlock variation. Okay. That might have actually, while he had the pressure on his back, he might have turned his right foot, Aaron Jones' right foot, and made him tap. That could be a part of it too.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. But keep in mind of something. When Y2J, Chris Jericho, tells you on Twitter that he's putting you over by saying, you see, the Walls of Jericho really works, and he's acknowledging you, I don't care whether you're a wrestling fan or not. That's respect. And a lot of these, and I'm going to say this to you now, a lot of these MMA fighters, they don't think pro wrestling works. They think it's a fake thing. It's a joke. That's an insult to people who do professional wrestling, because if you think it's fake, I want you to come into a wrestling ring and I want you to launch your entire body weight and take a quote-unquote bump on your back, and I want you to try that 30, 40, 50 times when I was in wrestling school. Do you think it's fake? Or a front bump where you hit your shoulder and your chest, down in front, frontwards, and a bump is done backwards. If you think it's fake, come to any wrestling school, and I want you to try that on a hard ring. Not one of those spongy little, everybody thinks it's a trampoline. It's not. All right? So, and again, let me say this. Professional wrestling is not meant to be a joke. I don't want anyone out here to ever think that pro wrestling training and conditioning is to be taken lightly, because never doubt the cardio, the endurance, and the stamina and the skill set that a lot of professional wrestlers have. A lot of people don't know within the general public that a lot of professional wrestlers are MMA fighters. Don't believe me? Look at Shinsuke Nakamura. All right, he actually got offered a UFC contract back in 2005. You look at Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, Alberto Del Rio,
gentleman Jack Gallagher.
Jack Gallagher. A lot of these people either were fighters, are fighters, or have trained in MMA, have trained in some sort of discipline. So don't ever think. And by the way, Jericho is a student of the dungeon. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shoot wrestling, catch wrestling, all this stuff works. This is real stuff. A lot of these pro wrestling holds you see derive from the from shooters, what they called shooters and hookers from back in the day. Mm-hmm. So I don't want anybody to underestimate, and I hate it when a lot of these MMA guys or these real fighters put down professional wrestlers. It's wrong because these guys are just as credible as anyone else, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. Well, we're almost down that home stretch. This is the segment where I said to you that we're going to announce some fan mail. I got some fan mail actually over the week.
Okay.
With a couple of friends and family, and they wanted me to address 3 questions.
3 questions, okay.
3 questions, right. So one of them was, what martial art discipline do you feel is actually good for a young child?
Okay, so someone looking to get their kid into martial arts?
Right, exactly. Okay, so this is my answer, okay? It depends, all right? Now, for me personally, it depends on what the goal is. If you're talking about wanting to install discipline to your child, I think any good school, any credible school that, has discipline installed, not saying fucking, have a good night, bro. Okay, please don't do. If you hear that in a school, walk out. I mean, it's as simple as that. I look at it this way. It depends on what you want to do. If you want to talk about discipline, I think every art is beautiful. Every art for children has some form of discipline. So there's no one better art than the other. If you want your child to lose weight, okay. And there's a lot of kids out there who are not active. I hate to say this. It's true. A lot of kids would rather sit down and look at an iPad or a tablet or a phone or play video games. And there's nothing wrong with that. But, you got all your life to do that, but you got to keep in shape. You got to take care of yourself. Your body's your temple. Mm-hmm. Now, if you want your child to do that, I would suggest, again, any disciplined art, particularly my favorites would be judo. Because judo really expends a lot of energy, especially when you're grappling. There's newaza and tachiwaza, which is, I believe, newaza, I could be wrong about this, but newaza is when you're standing up grappling, and tachiwaza is when you're on the ground. I could be reversing the two. Okay. But you want to do things like that. That's good. I started with taekwondo because that's just what my parents knew. Was closest to us in the neighborhood, so I started with taekwondo. That gives you a lot of flexibility, a lot of cardiovascular. Brazilian jiu-jitsu is great, and this is in no particular order, folks. Kickboxing, Muay Thai, traditional Muay Thai, and any kickboxing of any form is great for children because it really expends a lot of energy. So it's really a matter of what you want to do with your child. And if you want an overall package, I would suggest that you go out there and you really try to look for a good school. Which, by the way, so do you have any input on this?
I'm unfamiliar with the disciplines. Don't get me wrong. I just think any of them is good for a child, between the discipline, between the exercise, and just teaching them values and morals beyond the home.
Exactly. Absolutely. Because, if you look at discipline, focus, things like that. They're not taught in the school system. We addressed this on episode 2. It's not taught in the school system, and I would like to see children be able to learn beyond and have fun with it at the same time, but also get to learn, because at some point when a child hits puberty, going into their teenage years, there's a lot of temptations out there. There's a lot of things that can influence a child or a young person's impressionable mind in the wrong way. So I believe that martial arts is very important. Man, if I could run this country, I would actually make martial arts actually a staple.
Okay.
It should be a part of physical fitness, But then again, I don't run the country, so that's a different story. It leads me to the second question. How do you know when you walk into a school? One of my cousins actually wanted me to address this because he wants to put his son, or my second cousin, into a martial arts school. So he was asking me, Simon, I hope you're listening to this. Basically, when I walk into a school, if I had a kid and I walked into a school, or even if you're an adult and a child, I would look at two different things. If you're bringing your kid in, you want to see how the other kids interact with their teacher. You want to see you want to sit through a class, make sure your child sits through a class too, and make sure that he's interested. I don't care. You could spend a lot of money and the kid may not be interested. Mm-hmm. So you want to go through it. You want to see if there's any discipline. You want to see, take a pad with a pen and write some notes down, and really discuss it with your child. And then there's also another aspect of, can you afford it?
Okay.
I really believe, and by the way, another thing, if a school is pressuring you to sign, don't. If the school's that good and they're that disciplined and they're that reputable, they should not have to be able to persuade you in any manner. They should already be, they should really say to you, because why should you be pressured? This is your money. This is your decision. Mm-hmm. Go home and think about it, and if you really, really want to do it and you come back and you sign up, either yourself or your child, then that's great. Okay. But I understand there's a business aspect to it, but you also have to be, as a teacher or somebody operating a school, you have to also make sure that you get quality students. You got a lot of people who come in with preconceived notion, a lot of ego. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're an adult coming in, I would suggest for you, and all kidding aside, look at the lineage of this teacher. Did he get his black belt from an accredited person, or did he get it from like McDojo? Or like the Burger Dojo. I mean, is
I like McDojo? That's good.
Right. Was it a fast food kung fu school? Mm-hmm. Was it or was it actually a legitimate teacher? Like, you mean for me,
almost like a kung fu drive-through?
Yeah, exactly. Don't fuck up your order, folks. Okay, or else you'll get frustration, fries, and pound cake. To go along with that meal. All right.
I like that.
All right. So, I mean, this is your money. You should not be pressured in. I would suggest that you check the lineage. Again, like, I'll give an example. I studied Muay Thai with Kru Phil Nurse. Now, if you're wondering who Kru Phil Nurse is, he's a multiple-time kickboxing Muay Thai champion. He learned from somebody in England named Master Sken. Master Sken is a renowned master in Thailand. He's also the stand-up coach for George St. Pierre.
Oh, wow.
Rashad Evans, John Jones.
Okay.
Oh, God. I can't even believe I'm mentioning. Oh, Frankie Edgar, so he's very reputable. Mm-hmm. So mm-hmm. you want to go to somebody like that. Oh, by the way, one other thing. If this pay as an adult, I would also pay attention to what kind of personalities are there. Are there a lot of ego heads? Are there a lot of people who do they function as a unit? Does the class function as a team or as a unit? Or is it everybody's out for themselves? Because if there are people who are starting, and pay attention not to the advanced, pay attention to the advanced students, but more importantly, pay attention to the beginner students. Because if they cannot build you a solid foundation and they're not here to help, they're here for your money. All right? For parents who are looking to enroll their children or child, pay attention to the sensei and to the teacher. The reason why it's very important to do that is that if the teacher is not encouraging, okay, you don't want to be there. If your teacher is fucking John Kreese from the Cobra Kai dojo, walk out. Because there's a difference between, giving instruction in class and saying 1, 2, 3, 4, like that type of thing. Mm-hmm. Instead of, I've seen some schools where the teacher, the sensei or the sifu or the master basically practically yells at their students like it's Paris Island and you're about to go through boot camp.
Really?
You don't do that because that shows that you have a lack of discipline. There's a way that you can get your point across in a respectful, honorable manner. So there's a fine line between yelling and pretty much, like pretty much being a prick about it. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah. There's a fine line of that. So those are some of the ideas. Now, if you guys have any other questions, I'll be more than glad to answer any of them for you. And the third question is actually something that that was asked by actually another friend of mine. James, if you're listening to this, I hope that this would answer for you. He asked me, what do you think about contracts in schools?
Okay.
Do you pay month to month? Do you do a contract? No. If you're talking about from an owner's point of view, a contract guarantees you money. You're locking in money for an entire year or 2 years or whatever you want them to sign up for, mm-hmm. right? Or 6 months, which is great from a business standpoint, obviously. But from a student's point of view, I don't like it. And I'll tell you why. Let's say if shit happens. Let's say if you don't have the money for it. Let's say if you're consumed with things, and let's say you have things to worry about. Let's say if you have a lot to deal with and you can't make it to class. Are you going to pay for a monthly membership when you're not going? I mean, let's say if you get injured on the job. Let's say if something happens, whatever, and you're planning out your wedding, you're taking your kids on vacation, or let's say if you have to work extra hours and you can't make it to the class. Why should you be paying? In all reality, I really feel that you should be going to a school where you should be paying month to month, or if you want to pay in advance, that's great. But they should never force. I don't think any school should force you. Like, I have a membership to the UFC gym, okay? It's a month-to-month contract. I said, how come you don't do yearly contracts? You know what the owner said to me?
What?
We want to work for your business. So if you're not satisfied with us, leave. Because we don't want to hold you back. We want you to be happy with what you're paying for.
Okay.
And I really appreciate that. And this is a great gym, So a lot of gyms I've been to Retro and they emphasize a monthly thing, but then they want you to kind of pay up front. They'll give you a discount or whatever. I don't agree with that, man. So personally, man, just for you, I would want to try it out, pay month to month. And if you don't like it, then you're free to go. But if you really do like it and you love it and you're passionate about it, then if you have the financial means, pay a few months ahead. That we don't have to worry about it so much, or when you get a tax return, pay a few months ahead.
Yeah, good idea. Definitely good idea.
So, guys, with that said, I hope that gave you a good amount of insight. And you know what? Can we unveil it now, Larry?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So if you guys have any questions for us, any comments, questions, anything you want to give feedback-wise, I don't care who you are, I don't care where you are, please contact us. We have an email for you now, officially. It is known as, you guys ready? I'll even spell it out for you. Yin and Yang Podcast at gmail.com. So it's YINAND, this is all one word, YINANDYANGPODCAST. All right? So at gmail.com. So Yin and Yang podcast at gmail.com. Send us whatever you want. Hey, if you want me to chew someone out, I'll do that. You want us to chew out somebody some more? We'll do that too. If you want me to sing opening themes to TV shows, I'll do that for you too.
I may
Whatever
have to email
need.
you. Okay.
All right. So, I mean, I will do my best. You know, I mean, it's not a singing show, and it's not a music podcast. Maybe we'll make one of those. By the way, one interesting observation about your network, Mr. Mormon,
Okay.
is that I've noticed that of the podcasts that you do, it's like every guy's dream. Think about the themes. Single life being free, the married life, right? You talk about that. Video games, right?
Yep.
And martial arts and pro wrestling. What more does a man want?
Yeah, that's
Besides, maybe we should do one on food, and then we'll really complete everything. And cars.
yeah, sure. I'm not a car guy, so that wouldn't work. Yeah, it's a lot of the passions that I have. Short of martial arts, but that's you, and I'm here just to help you out with this show. But yeah, no, it's definitely I've been doing these. I enjoy doing them, and I'm sorry. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. Door's open. Wang, what are you doing back here? What'd I tell you? I told you.
The hell's he doing back here?
You're not part of this group anymore. Aunt, you may want to take it home. This may get ugly. I'll get my gun if I have to. Okay. I need you to leave.
Okay, guys,
The
listen.
building. Okay.
I don't really know what's happening back there. I'm not in Long Island right now, so he's dealing with some really, really weird stuff. Oh God, he's getting security over. All right.
What do I pay you for? Yeah, you're right. I don't know what I pay you for. So get him out of here.
Guys, generally we talk discipline and stuff like that, but this is just not good. The guy's barred from the building, so I don't know why he's back here.
You don't need a permit for a shotgun. Remember that, Wang. Okay? You just remember that.
This ain't New York City, my friend, so he better get that straight and know that for sure.
All right. I apologize. I got my boys handling it.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry about that, man. But yes, so please email us, let us know how we're doing. We without you there is no us. We do it for fun, we do it as a passion, but I'm saying that all your podcasts actually cover everything a man wants.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, I mean, hey, girls, sports, video games, it's all in one. That's why the More of the Same network is the best, ladies and gentlemen. We give you the best because we are the best, and you deserve the best. Let's put it that way. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me just say a couple of things here before we sign off for the day. Number one, I want to dedicate, if I may, this podcast to a very dear friend of mine who passed away. My friend Rosanna, her mom, Layla Pfeiffer, passed on at 98. Miss Pfeiffer, I love you. I miss you so much, and you've been a ray of light in my life because you live in South Carolina, in Columbia, South Carolina, and I'm a big Darius Rucker fan, and he's from South Carolina. And I remember this young lady at 98 years young would send me for years now, even when he was on Hootie and the Blowfish, she would always send me clips and newspaper articles and everything. And I've kept them all. She would send it to me, and she would always talk to me on the phone, and I always talk to her at least twice a week just to see how she's doing. And I can't believe that you're gone. So my love and prayers and thoughts are with you, Rosanna, to the Pfeiffer family. So I miss you all. I love you. And we'll keep in contact, Rosanna. We'll definitely talk. So on a brighter note, let me also say, Larry, you should, I'm sure you know this, I want to give a huge congratulations to the Wakneen family. Yari, Cheryl, want to give you a huge shout out and say thank you for letting me know about the birth of the an absolutely adorable, beautiful little girl that you guys just had. Ileana Wakneen. So congratulations, guys. We, on behalf of the More of the Same network, in conjunction with the Anti-USW Productions, myself, Larry, just want to say, congratulations on your baby's birth. She's a beautiful girl. And is he? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. He was handling a little security, guys, but I think he's back.
Yeah, right? I apologize.
Back? All right.
I apologize.
Yeah. So, we just want to wish you guys a congratulations. So, guys, I think
absolutely.
Congrats,
brother.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, Yari and Cheryl. So I think that's about wraps us up for this week's episode. Man, I think I've expended all my resources. I'm hungry now. It's kind of late into the evening. I want to catch the Sunday night game. So, guys, again, take care of yourselves. Be safe out there. Safe travels wherever you go, whatever you do. Eat right, work out, keep training, train to reign. Look forward to the future because the future is going to be bright. So on behalf of my co-host there, Larry, I hope all is well.
I think everything is. I think. Oh, what is that? Hey, what do you do? What?
Whoa, Larry, you there? You there? Oh, holy smokes, folks! I think we lost him. So, on behalf of my co-host there, Larry Moorman, just want to say I am Anthony Chu. I'll catch up with you next week. Same bad time, same bad channel, Thursdays, folks. Peace.